A lot of people haven't even heard that record, so it's good for them to hear this. A lot of people that are watching this channel will have heard that, but a lot of people that stumble upon this that aren't really into punk won't have heard that record because it kind of came under the radar. It's like an underground classic.
This, if I would have done a ranking, this might have been number one, or it might not have made the list because it's that kind of record. But '07, A Poet's Life by Tim Armstrong. I love that album. I love every single one of those songs. Every single one of those songs has a unique story that you can get into, that I can tell you about on most of them, because there are a lot of other stuff that relates to other Rancid songs or stuff that was going on in the life. We get a sequel, in my opinion, to Journey of the to the End of the East Bay. The last song, or second to last one, it's Among the Dead, right? Or
yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, I just feel like it's the sequel to Journey to the End of the East Bay is part one of the Operation Ivy story, and that's kind of the part two and how Rancid forms. Like, you want to know the whole story of this whole ecosystem, kind of learn it in those two songs.
A lot of people haven't even heard that record, so it's good for them to hear this. A lot of people that are watching this channel will have heard that, but a lot of people that stumble upon this that aren't really into punk won't have heard that record because it kind of came under the radar. It's like an underground classic.
I found it myself, not not in the moment, like not years later, but like a few months later. I just happened to there were still like CD stores at the time. And I'm like, wait, Tim Armstrong had a record, and I didn't hear it. And I thought I thought it must've been like super obscure. And I wasn't completely unplugged at the time. You know what I mean? But it just, like you said, maybe it's better categorized as an Agrolites record that Tim is the lead singer on. Maybe that is the best categorization.
So,
because it's so much in its own bubble. Yeah.
With that record, I'll go ahead and start here.
Yeah.
That is one of my honorable mentions, is Tim Armstrong, A Poet's Life from 2007, like you said. The reason that I put it so high up is to even mention it on this list, because that means I've only got 7 things I'm mentioning in total out of the entire life of that label, is because it was not only Tim's only official solo project record, but it was also my introduction. So Tim Armstrong, A Poet's Life was my introduction to the Agrolites, a band that I personally hold in very high regard. I think they're the best to do it, period, the end. I think they're the best reggae band that I've ever heard, like in totality from beginning to end. They've got more songs that I like total. Now, have I listened to 10,000 reggae albums? No, I haven't. So this is something that if somebody hears this and goes, wait, blah, 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 just let me know in the comments. Well, no, like in seriousness, I say these kind of things to get people to tell me stuff in the comments. Like, it's the best I've heard. Well, let me know some stuff I haven't heard yet, please, sincerely. But that album is important for a number of reasons. It is his first solo album. It's the introduction that a lot of people will get to the Agrolites, because people know Rancid. The Agrolites are a far smaller band. So that album is extremely important, not to mention that it is from front to back, banger after banger after banger. It probably should have snuck in the top 5. I had a really hard time with that one and my number 5. They were flip-flopping just back and forth, back and forth. But A Poet's Life is an amazing album. I love it. I love the reggae. I love that he did an entire album of that kind of music, because he loves that stuff. His vocal performance on it was really good. The production on the album is really good. It's a fantastic record. The lyrical content is very personal. Like you said, it opens up a lot of things. It's an amazing record, dude. It's an amazing record.
In a lot of ways, I feel like it's almost also not a sequel, like it's got the same, but like it was outside of the Transplants record, which is much more of a collaborative thing. It was the next Tim thing released after Indestructible. So I feel like the Headspace is a similar vein.
That makes sense.
Some of those songs. You say about the style though. I was waiting for like the punk song that first time I listened to it, because I just bought it. You know what I mean? It was like,
oh
okay.
Yeah,
I just bought it, and I was kind of waiting for the punk song, and it never came. And I was okay with that though. Like I just assumed there would be some punk rock on there because it's Hellcat, it's Tim, it's all those things.
Funny.
It kind of just never came, you know.
So that record, I didn't become like surprised by a Rancid release until after that. I think it might have been right after that, actually. What came after that with Rancid? It was
Dominoes was in 09. So
okay, never mind. So it was after Dominoes then.
I don't remember.
I was still
C-sides came out like right around.
I was still pretty in the know with Rancid stuff all the way up until Dominoes, and then I fell out because I was trying to get my life together. It had nothing to do with Rancid. It was just me. But like, I knew I don't remember how I knew. I might have just read it somewhere, like, "Hey, coming soon, this Tim Armstrong thing, and backing band, the Agrolites." So I didn't know much about the Agrolites, but I knew that they were a reggae band, and I knew that they were the backing band on that record. So I was pretty confident that there wasn't going to be a punk song on there. I was still surprised when I listened to the whole record, and it was just reggae after reggae jam. It was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it, and my wife listens to it. She bought me a copy of that for an anniversary one year on vinyl, so I've got that on like the record store day whatever the record store day one is. I've got that as a gift for my wife. Like, that's an important record. That's an accessible record, man.
It definitely leads. I was gonna say, I sneak in with normal crowds, or when I don't try to clear out the bar with my access to the jukebox, and I'm okay with other people being around. It definitely makes the list of stuff I put on, and people just.
What's your favorite song on there?
I think that last one, Among the Dead.
Among the Dead.
And then
that's everybody's. That's everybody's pick. Mine's Into Action.
Yeah, it's the most
danceable song.
That was the hit, I guess, of it. Like, that was the one I feel like I saw.
Oh, really?
Places. Yeah. One of them was in a video game. I can't remember which one.
I probably was that one. That's the most like dancey and upbeat one.
There's also a non-lyrical one, right? There's like a fully instrumental song. I think is it like last song or something, and it's very soothing. It's
been a while. I need to go back and listen to that in its entirety.
Like, so much of the aggregate. Yeah, and then there's the is it Inner City Violence? I love
that's a good song too,
and I love all the using of the female backup vocalist in the entire album.
Love it.
Just works really well on that album.
Well, that's where he really came into his own with his art style too, and he did a bunch of the high contrast videos. That's the first place he did all that.
I got
like a lot
CD
on that record.
Came with the DVD.
Yep,
every single song. So just like they're releasing right now. Right now, they're releasing those black and white videos for their current records.
This is the exception of that.
With all of it, just every song was on there. So who knows? I had the CD in my truck. I remember having that, but who knows how much of that I just saw on the DVD that I didn't actually listen to, that I just watched over and over.
Oh, probably a lot.
And that was 07, so I was just living on my own for the first time. Didn't really have all you got the DVD player, as you're just kind of going through things, and that was that.
Dude, I love that album.